I'm at a point where I really am at my wit's end with Instacart and scheming, fraudulent, inveterate customers. Let's talk about it on this segment of the Gig Geezer. Now, I just completed yet another Instacart order today, Saturday, March 5th, 2022. And if you question my sanity about why am I doing it after calling customers cheating, scheming, and inveterate, I'm not mad at you, and you may have a very good point. My response to that assumption or that assertion will be that Instacart is still yet one of 6 primary gig economy options that I use in my daily hustle. And Instacart, what I try to do is accept orders that make sense in the scheme of me stacking multiple orders, or for that matter, just a money-making opportunity at the most opportune time. Yet what is a sad and what I have found to be a very pervasive and frustrating reality when you're doing Instacart batches is that you encounter customers that cheat, scam, and trash you all at the same time. And this is something that I've now experienced a very bad run of over the past several weeks, probably dating back to late January, beginning of February, in which I've seen my Instacart rating plummet from 4.90 to now, as of today, 4.50. And what's making matters worse is that I am catching customers in their cheating, scamming, fraudulent ways, and yet Instacart empowers them to do this with impunity. Now, I know that I'm, at least if you're a driver who is checking out this segment of the Gig Geezer, I'm basically preaching to the choir. You can nod your head, raise your hand, or even say amen, but I just feel that it bears to at least document and share among others, because not everyone has those rosy, great experiences with consistency. I'm one of those who've had to fight and claw and brawl for whatever results that I've gotten as it pertains to Instacart and customers. I have caught customers literally in act just minutes after they've attempted to indulge or to commit their fraudulent act of accusing me of either missing items, missed entire orders, or any of the other possible scenarios out there. And I've shown this in previous segments of the Gig Geezer. And in this recent run, it's gotten even worse. It really has. Not only what is frustrating is the customers, it's also Instacart and their inaction or lack of urgency to show that they have resolved issues that I have brought up. And for that matter, as I've encountered other drivers recently, or shoppers recently, the same thing with them, where they have come to Instacart with their documentation, and yet nothing appears to be done. Now, I'll share this first, I'll just share this for whatever it's worth. Back on February 17th, I did get an email through Instacart app about them having removed a 1-star rating. However, back in October 18 to be exact. So that tells me, at best, if I go based on that example, the issues that I've been dealing with over the past month, it may be well into June and probably July before I may see any resolve, if any at all. So that doesn't say much. Not for Instacart, not at all, given that customers can go immediately on the app and claim what they claim, and there's really no check and balance of it. Now, before someone thinks that I'm just spouting off of the mouth and all, I'm gonna share this as well. I have been active on the Instacart app since March of 2020, so it was just when the pandemic took off, and I have now completed well over 1,000 orders or 1,000 batches for Instacart. So again, I talk with some qualification with this matter. And I can say, despite my ups and now of late many downs, Instacart is consistently my number 4 source of income in terms of dollars earned. Now, one may wonder, if I'm saying that my rating is plummeted to 4.50, you may say, well, you must be doing something wrong. I'm just going to present my side of it. And I don't go around putting stuff out there on a one-sided basis. I have botched orders in the past. I have made mistakes. But where I speak of customers shamming me, it's because it is wrong. They've done something, and more than likely I have caught them in the act. And that's why I'm doing this segment of the Gig Geezer. Now, the most recent example occurred yesterday, March 4th. I completed a triple stacked order, and it was from Kroger, and 2 of the 3 customers gave me less than 5-star ratings. One customer gave me a 4-star rating. Another customer gave me a 1-star rating. And that customer alleged that missing item of some anchovies, container of anchovies like that, 3 of them were missing. Now, here's where I hit the roof. Because of the recent run of bad ratings that I've gotten, in which customers have lied outright, and I've caught them in their lies, literally, and I'll explain a good example of that. I begun during this current work week, which ends tomorrow. I begun taking a video of each customer's orders while the items are in the basket. And before I leave the store, more than likely when I'm at the register, I take a picture of the contents or the items that the customer I've managed to select for that customer, and send them that or via message through the Instacart app, thinking that there's no way now that they can allege something when they've got documented proof for themselves. But this is the gig economy, and because of that, we know how that goes, and I've said that before. Now, all of that is to give me just additional ammunition when I go to Instacart with these examples of fraudulence. Well, Instacart says, well, there's a section in which you can contest these things, and that's in the quality of items section, where you can only respond to if a customer alleges something. And that's what I was able to do with this latest one. And with the anchovies, I showed a picture of the items in the basket. Okay, all 3, in fact, I think all 3 containers, but it's showing in the picture that I sent that this customer's lying. Now, what I also have done as a practice is that I'll send the customer a picture of the actual delivery. Upon delivery, I've been doing that for probably close to a year now, in which I'll take a picture and say order delivered. Most customers are okay with that. However, there are customers who have said, in fact, in the last run of 1-stars that I got a few weeks back, somewhere around February 12th through February 18th, I had 2 customers who lived in apartments allege, and I think this is the basis of the most recent Instacart segment of the Gig Geezer I've uploaded. They allege the entire order's missing. In one case, a lady confronts me, sends me a message, and I send her a picture of the actual items that were delivered at her door, and then also respond, did I not in fact see a lady come out of her apartment and retrieve her items? And then I told her I was going to report her. She claims then that an item was missing. There were no items missing. In the case before that, in which I got a 1-star, the customer says his entire order was missing. There's a picture of me, because there were 3 items total. There were 3 individual items total in the order. It was for Valentine. The customer wanted 2 things of this specialty candy, but the store did not have them available for purchase yet. I communicated through the app that those items were not available. And so I refunded the item, and then I went ahead and I got the flowers that the customer requested. The customer requested that I place them at the door, knock on the door, and rock on. Well, I took a picture outside of the app, so I had one for myself, knowing that apartment complex has been a problem source for me anyway. So, as was the case with the customer who messaged me through the app claiming that she didn't get her order. That apartment community location was yet another trouble place that I through experience had taken extra pictures. So those are just 3 examples of what I've done, and there are many more. But I'm at a loss now. I don't know. I mean, video, pictures, messaging them, and yet I'm still being trashed. I go to Instacart about it, and all they can give me is a canned, packaged response that we take this seriously, and these customers will be deactivated. Well, they never are deactivated. I give you an example of that just on Grubhub. There was a guy who last summer, 4 times in a row, he claimed that his order, he canceled the order, which implied that he didn't get his order. And one time, I actually placed the order in his hand, and then another time, I contacted Grubhub right after I picked up the order, alerting Grubhub that this person is likely to claim that the order, he did not get his order, and that he will probably attempt to cancel the order. Well, 45 minutes after I delivered the order, I got a notification from Grubhub about that person. Then I contact Grubhub, and they're like, yeah, we need to escalate that. And then 2 weeks later, I see order notifications coming from the same customer. So that tells me these app companies do not take us seriously. But yet, what they will do with us is that they will be very quick to deactivate us. Again, I know I'm preaching to the choir. You can raise your hand, nod, or say amen. But I welcome your comments. Again, I welcome your comments. I welcome your suggestions in the section below of this segment of the Gig Geezer. And if you like the content that I've provided, hey, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Share my content among others. And with that, this is another segment of the Gig Geezer. I'm Inwood Lane, and as always, may your hustle continue. Thank you for checking out this segment of the Gig Geezer. If you reach this point, it means that you've checked it out in its entirety, and it's very much appreciated, and it tells YouTube that you're very much engaged in my content. Hey, if you'd like to get in contact with me or pass on some other useful information, I can be reached at giggeezer3.5@gmail.com, or you can check me out on Twitter at giggeezer.